Hi guys, welcome to Basement Supercar Build, the channel where we see if an average guy like me can design and build his own mid-engine car. This video will be a highlights video of the work that was finished this week. If you want to see the actual work take place, watch the full-length video for this week. And with that out of the way, let's get started on this week's video.
A couple of things before I get started working tonight. The driver's side window regulator and track for the window came in today. I have the glass placed in it here, roughly where it goes. I don't believe I have the correct size hardware to bolt this in permanently, but I'm going to look around and see what I can find. And once that's bolted in there and aligned correctly, I can start working out how I'm going to mount this track and regulator into the door frame. Also, you'll notice came down here last night and played a few minutes just trying to get an idea of the location of this windshield, the height compared to the seat and then the roof, and the front to rear location. I know this corner sits in alignment right in this area. I know that's really close. The angle is somewhat controlled by the height, so this is about right. When I'm sitting in the car, I've got just about the right amount of head clearance. Then you'll have the thickness of the roof, the headliner and all that coming down. So this is close, it's within an inch. Just trying to get a visual on where this is going to sit, how high the roof needs to be, and then that way I can, once I know the angle and the position, that helps me locate this door glass, because these surfaces are parallel up through here at a certain distance, and that'll be the distance of the door glass front to rear and the angle in and out to align with the windshield. So all of that is important. But before I can start doing anything tonight, I've got to remove this and weld that gear on that plate permanently. I ran out of welding rods yesterday, and I stopped today and picked up another pack of welding rods. So I have the welding rods. I'm gonna go ahead and weld that on solid, get this door back on in the correct alignment. And once that is done, then we can start working on the piece of aluminum that comes back here where the latch mounts to. I've got to work out how the latch is going to mount in that, and then the angles and the spacing, the distance and all of that. It's going to be quite a bit of engineering to get that correct, but let's go ahead and get this rotating mount here welded and back on the car, and the door sitting in the exact location, and then we'll start worrying about these dimensions and this locking mechanism. Well, I had a failure today. This post with the striker plate with the door latch mechanism attaches to wasn't even close to working. The alignment was way off. I should have checked that. For some reason I was thinking that door angle would come down at a 45-degree angle. Because of the way it rotates, 90 degrees out and 90 degrees up, I assumed was a 45, but it is nowhere near a 45-degree angle. So this entry doesn't align at all. In fact, it's almost straight vertical up and down. It's just leaning just a couple of degrees, no more than 5. So I have started making a new one, and I'm going to lower the latch point a little bit on the door. At first I was going 2/3 up the height of the door, but that part of the door moves away so fast as it's opening that the striker here in the latch, I'm afraid, is not going to have enough height for clearance to move in and out when it opens and closes. So I've come down to about a midpoint on the door, which I don't see that being an issue. But this is the new one. This plate will be in at almost vertical. Well, after many hours and a couple of do-overs, I think I'm finally getting close on this latch mechanism. This is kind of what it looks like up close. And it has an electronic release on the latch, but for right now I'm using this emergency release. It's in a C7 Corvette. This is in the trunk, and this is in case your battery goes dead, so you can unlock the doors or open the doors. But until I rig up something here for the electronic latch, that is all that I have. And this is the post in the door that latches. And I don't have this bolt welded to this plate yet, and I only have one bolt holding the plate to the door. I'm just working on exact location before I finish that up. But this mechanism works like this. It latches pretty easily, it aligns nicely. And get this back here, and to unlatch the door, pull this cable. So there's this is the connector here that plugs onto this electronic latch, and there's quite a few wires there. I've got the schematic. I took a picture of it so I can play with that and start working with rigging up something to make the electric latch function, just to test this door sometime in the near future. But for now, this emergency release works fine to see how the mechanism works. And I don't have this post welded in place, it's just clamped. I was working on knowing that the latch did function correctly before I welded that on. But it will weld on all down along here, and there'll be some kind of a brace similar to this welded in just to hold it, strengthen it and hold it in place. I just have this clamped here now just to make it rigid, but that should be pretty secure. So this is the door mechanism. I want to show you guys how it works. The latch is finished. It's an electronic latch, so I'm having to use the safety release for when the battery's dead. That triggers the door to open. Once you're in the car, to close the door, you're going to reach up and grab the handhold, shut the door. The latch is secure. And then to open the door, there'll be an electronic button, of course, you press, but we'll use this safety latch. And the door opens. I have this piece welded in, but there will be a brace running from here down to either here or here somewhere, and tie that in, make that more secure. Haven't added that yet. I guess that'll be the next thing we do, but I wanted to check that nothing moved when I was welding and everything still aligned and looked and worked correctly. But it looks like everything is good. And we're going to call it a day, and actually this will be the end of the video.